Hey guys, Roman Reaper here, just back at the cinema again, about to go see Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Quite enjoyed the first, it was a pleasant surprise, so yeah, hopefully this new one is as good and probably have a bit of fun, but that's enough for me. Head in now, get my seat, get my snacks, and go see Sonic 2.
To Pearl D Studios. It's time for more family fun at the cinema. From DreamWorks Animation.
So yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, just got back from seeing it. Fairly filled out screening with kids and families. There's one kid just, I think, behind me just didn't shut up. But for the most part, the kids were well behaved, that didn't bother me too much. But yeah, as for the film itself, you know, the first film, you know, as we'll remember, no one expected it to turn out quite as it did. You know, the reaction to that horrific first trailer of that design, like, you know, but filmmakers showed, you know, they care and they want the fans to be happy. They redesigned it and came out in February 2020 to, you know, pretty decent reception, and you know, became a bit of a hit before the pandemic basically cut it off at the knees, and yeah, but it still managed to prove a success, and of course inevitably a sequel would follow, and that sequel in question is actually a pretty okay diversion, and I'm sure kids and families are gonna love it, but for me at least, it wasn't quite as good as the first film. Like, there's a fair amount to like here. You know, the comedy is, there's some pretty decent jokes that'll get some chuckles out of you. Jim Carrey is zany as ever as Dr. Robotnik, and you can tell he's just relishing this role. He is such a delight to watch. And once again, his chemistry with his assistant Agent Stone is very funny. The standout of the film, though, I'd say, in terms of comedy and performance in general, is the film's ace card, Idris Elba. He was such a delight to watch here. He plays Knuckles in a very fun straight man role, where he sees everything as a warrior's challenge. He is just, yeah. It's like Drax the Destroyer, like very literal thinking kind of way, is very funny, especially when played off with very zany characters like Robotnik and Sonic. Speaking of Sonic, I think he's probably comedically the weakest aspect of this film. Ben Schwartz, you know, is having fun doing that whole fast talking shtick that worked pretty well in the first film. The problem is here, it doesn't work nearly as well. The joke writing doesn't feel as strong, so a lot of his jokes kind of fall flat. He still gets a few decent chuckles in, but overall, yeah, they kind of drop the ball in regards to the title character, although he does get some decent development. The action scenes are also very fun. There's a very fun sequence featuring a chase down a snowy mountain, and the final battle, without spoiling anything, is genuinely thrilling and features scenes that will make any Sonic fan happy. But it also helps the special effects and production values are pretty damn good overall. The CG characters blend in wonderfully into the real world, so, you know, so they give them it gives them a kind of cartoony look that wonderfully translates them from the games, but also allows them to be like more real in the real world. Overall, the film definitely is having a lot of fun trying to please Sonic fans, and you can tell the filmmakers genuinely care. However, there are other aspects of the film that I think also should have been paid a lot more care, because yeah, there's some stuff here that really bogs it down. As I said earlier, Sonic's joke writing is nowhere near as strong, and lets him down a bit as a character. But it's not the worst writing in the film. The narrative overall feels like it lacks focus. Like they try and cram a lot into the 2 hour running time. I say that again, 2 hours, because yeah, I imagine like there's gonna be a struggle for like very young kids to like keep their focus, but it didn't really seem a problem in my screening, so we'll just play it by ear. On the one hand, all the action and all the actual fun Sonic adventure stuff is great and easily can populate a 2 hour film of its own. You can genuinely tell the scope and the whole scale of it is much bigger. And the world building is kind of cool. There's a fun little animated sequence which kind of explains the whole history of the MacGuffin, kind of like that scene in Guardians of the Galaxy when the Collector explains the history of the Infinity Stones through a PowerPoint presentation. But however, the narrative, as I said, lacks focus. For all the cool stuff, all the money shots and the fun characters, Tails kind of feels like a bit of an afterthought here, and you can tell they genuinely struggle to find a place for him in the narrative. He grows very little as a character, and is basically just there to be an exposition dump machine. Real shame, because he does have kind of decent chemistry with Sonic. Also, in regards to the filmmakers not knowing what to do, the human characters, they're back. And you'd think with this film focusing more on Sonic and his adventures, like the human characters would just be like sidelined and that's it. Just the focus here is Sonic. But they decided, and this is where the problem with the 2 hour runtime comes in. See, there's about 20 minutes that could be cut here. That 20 minutes belongs to a subplot, a very pointless subplot, where all the human characters attend a wedding in Hawaii. Like there are just like scenes that go on with the human characters, doing human stuff. No Sonic in sight at all. It's very boring. Although, that being said, it does kind of culminate in the film's funniest moment. If you know, you know. But yeah, overall, Sonic 2, it's alright. It's not as good as the first, but it'll probably entertain you. It's a moderately entertaining version. I'd say kids and families will probably love it though. And overall, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Yeah, I think that's fair. Oh, and also, one last thing I have to mention. The mid-credits scene, it's great. It is genuinely very, very exciting. And if you're a Sonic fan, you're going to be hyped for what it teases. Wow, I'm sorry, but I'm still thinking about that mid-credits scene. But yeah, overall, that was Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Let me know down in the comments. Have you seen it? What do you think of it? What did you think of it in comparison to the first film? Are you excited for the third film, considering how this one leaves off with the mid-credits scene? And are you a big Sonic fan? Let me know. All that down in the comments. Don't forget the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget the subscribe button if you're new, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.